everybody. are gathered here for episode 3 of our Shadowlight and Persona adventure. Um, we have our same cast of characters from last session: Declan and Raven and Spencer and Ashvini. In our second episode, we had some interesting shenanigans that took place entirely inside of something other than reality. Um, whether it was a dream or a mindscape, nobody really knows for sure. But it's effectively how everybody officially finally kind of got together. Um, and that's where we left off. Is the four of y'all kind of trying to figure out. Um, you were you were hanging out inside of Ashvini's mind palace, um, and enjoying metaphysical cookies, and um, and we got to the point where Declan basically was like, "I gotta go," and and chose to leave, well, kind of abruptly, and then Ashvini and oh no, also Raven used their um, uh, their internet magic powers to look for Declan's phone number and basically to rally everyone at Declan's mom's house, at Declan's childhood house. So that's kind of where we left off, and you guys were discussing um, stuff. So
Are we at the diner?
We were, but I think I would have brought you guys to my place now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's where we were.
Yeah. And it's messy. Like the kitchen is just full of boxes that are labeled like donate, sell, keep, whatever.
um, okay, so those boxes are all in plain view.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What happened? What did Declan do with the telescope?
The telescope is not in any of the boxes and is just on the dining table because I still haven't decided what to do with it.
Right. Okay. Ashwini, your attention is immediately drawn to the telescope. The telescope is like ding, 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 ding. Same thing with Raven.
Is that and Raven just like rattles off the exact make and model of the telescope once a year.
I guess you probably know more than me. I'm a history teacher, not a science teacher.
It's in such good condition. Most of these
Yeah.
are pretty shitty, you know. I mean, they're amazing, but they're
It's haunted. It's haunted.
What? Hold on. What?
It's haunted.
How do you know
The,
that?
the telescope is haunted.
It is.
I get a vibe. I get vibes. I think we can all safely establish that I'm not very like I don't know what kind of telescope this is, but I know when haunting things are happening.
Okay.
Raven is petting the telescope like it's a puppy. Hello, is there a ghost in you? Do you want to be friends? My name is Raven.
Okay. Raven,
Oh, God.
if you touch the telescope,
Yes.
you are going to feel a resonance, a supernatural resonance when you touch it, and I need to know if you are willing to accept it, kind of reaching out to you. And if not, then you're going to need to roll steel to resist it. And that reminds
How
me.
are the vibes?
Um,
Are the vibes friendly or rancid?
they're curious.
Curious vibes. Yeah, I'll accept some curious vibes.
All right. Well, then we don't.
Raven, be careful. Be careful. Don't.
Um,
Be careful, please, Raven.
When you touch it, when you put your fingers on it, you get the impression that it is slightly dislodged from reality.
Huh.
Like it might exist in multiple realities at the same time.
So are y'all familiar with you must be familiar with the concept of multiverses. There are like movies and stuff about it. I don't think Like, I mean, obviously this is in this verse, but I don't think this is from this verse. Like, I don't think it belongs here.
Here's the thing, though, is that it's got an engraving on it that specifically says "From Henry to Eileen."
Who's Eileen?
My mom.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's been here for a while, but it's still you know, when you're looking at like old movies with a green screen and you can sort of tell like you're not like it's on the lake but it's not really on the lake, or like the Bollywood movies where people are dancing. Yeah, it's like that. Like it's here but it's not here.
Okay. Craig, I'm assuming all the times I've handled the telescope I haven't felt anything.
Nope, nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna reach out and touch it now and see if anything's different.
So you did that with the. Remind me again. What other things did you well? You mean you've been looking at your tattoo, and we had you. So go ahead and roll 2 dice and add well, you don't have power, so it's just 2 dice.
Correct.
That reminds me, I need to get dice too. Hang on.
Okay.
Go ahead and I can hear you, so go ahead and tell me what you got.
Okay, 9 and a 10.
Fantastic.
I have a feeling I know what this is.
Ashwini is, by the way, just hovering near Raven, just like, just in case something bad happens and Raven falls unconscious or some weird things happen.
Well, so far no one has fallen. So far no one has fallen unconscious. Pardon me.
He's just playing kabaddi around Raven right now.
When Declan touches it, there is definitely what comes to mind is the moment in one of Declan's dreams where he got to the top of the tower and saw the astronomer with the hooded robe and the bandages on his hands, looking into a much larger telescope, much like substantially larger than this one, but because that was also the same dream where you saw your dad, or Declan saw his dad. So you get that impression as soon as you touch the telescope.
I think I like quickly pulled my hand back, just like, okay.
You doing okay there?
Yeah. Sorry, still getting used to all of this being real.
Yeah, that's nights a lot to adjust to. What happened when you touched it? Was it something cool? Was it something scary?
Scary to me, I guess. I don't know. A couple nights ago, I had this dream where I was in this city. I don't know what it was. It was like a combination of a bunch of different things, but there was this big observatory tower, and there were all these people there, including my father. And there was this guy who I didn't see his face, but he seemed to be like the leader of everything. He was just kind of like looking out this window at the city. And then I like gave something to my dad, and I woke up, and I assumed it was just, a dream, just a weird dream. But those were the vibes I just got, as you might say.
The guy looking out the window, did he seem like friendly, evil, spooky,
mysterious?
Yeah, he didn't really seem like anything. I didn't see him. I didn't talk to him. If it is a him, I don't know.
And do you know what you gave your dad?
Huh?
You gave your dad something. What was the thing in the dream?
Oh, like papers, scrolls, something.
Are we talking like printer paper, or are we talking like ancient scrolls full of deadly magical secrets?
It was definitely ancient, yes.
Yeah, probably the latter.
Ancient scrolls of deadly magical
secrets. Is your dad's name Henry?
Yes. No, he gave this to her. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I never knew that until I saw this up close. I'd seen her with the telescope. I just had no idea that was engraved on it. She never told me that it was a gift from him. So, I mean, it's nice. I really don't know what to do with this thing. Like, I need the money, but I can't bring myself to get rid of it.
I will pay you a bunch of money if you let me come over. Well, I will pay you a little money because I'm not like that rich. I will pay you money if you let me come over once a week and just like use the telescope. You don't need to give me the telescope. I have nowhere to put it. I just wanna look at it and also figure out where.
Declan, just leave a standing invitation for Raven. Raven, you can just ask. You don't need
Um,
to pay someone to like you
But he said
like,
he needs
especially.
the money. I have money.
I
He needs money.
I have a ton of her other stuff that I'm still gonna sell. I hopefully when this is all done, I'll still be able to get a teaching job in New York and I won't be here anymore, so we can talk about what happens with it all then. But
So, just to highlight one other thing, in the area in the living room that pings for both Ashwini and for Raven is the face vase
yep.
that I showed y'all. Were you weren't here, Raven, when I did that? So hang on.
Get ready.
Oh, this is a real vase?
This is a real fucking thing.
Well, I mean, it's a real thing in my apartment, but it's in the game also. So,
We have props
uh,
in this game.
yes, this is what it is. It looks like a vase, and it's got this repeating face image around it, with the exception of where one face would be, it's cracked.
Does Raven have any sense of like what this would be or what like the historical significance or supernatural significance or Greek mythological significance of this
Well,
is?
I mean, it seems ceremonial. But it does not line up with any either historical or mythological um, system that Raven is familiar with.
The creepy vase with the like faces and the, you know the
Oh,
weird
yeah,
broken one.
that.
It's also it has vibes.
Oh, does
Yeah,
it? I'm
yeah,
shocked.
that's also haunted. I mean, to be fair, that many faces in that order, like Janus going mad is
So the other thing
totally
that you
not.
notice is, I mean, it's in out of character. On here, it's in pencil, but in the game, it's very faintly inscribed. Is on the forehead, almost like a third eye for each of the faces, is a symbol. So you see, for example, a wave, a star, a an hourglass, a flame, a mountain, a skull, for each of the faces.
Okay, so
That
it's like the elements, but it's also death. Also, wait, no,
Uh,
stars? Okay, no, this is like
it
Raven
kind of
sits
gives
cross-legged
me
and starts
tarot
taking notes
vibes.
and muttering to themselves.
Is it that tarot thing? One of my exes was really into tarot, so like,
my
is it
mother
something
was
to do
very
with
much
tarot?
into tarot, so I
Well,
was
so
Uh,
the thing with tarot has like four faces, and this has more than that. So it's probably like related to that. Actually, out of character question, would Raven have any
sure.
sense for what these symbols mean?
I mean, they have kind of archetypical significance. I mean, a tree is typically associated with life. An hourglass is typically associated with time. Um,
Yeah, so we
the
got like
skull with
life
death.
here and death here and time here and like
Yes.
significance of stuff. I mean, it's all kind of generic. Like I
Uh,
don't associate this with like a specific culture or a specific like fun fact. Tarot was literally just a card game. Like they decided that it was spooky after the fact. It was this guy named like Crowley, and then Raven goes off on the history of tarot and gets distracted.
hey, Spencer. Um, this also lines up with one of your dreams as well.
Okay, so for narrative purposes, this entire time Spencer has been sitting off to one corner and stuffing his face with food that he picked up from the diner on the way to Declan's house. That's the vibe, and he's just barely paying attention till he hears the words multiverse, and he's like, "Okay, interesting." And then he hears stuff about this weird mask, and what does which dream does this relate to?
You're kind of breaking up there at the end. Could you try that one more time?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Which dream does Spencer think this is related to?
The third of the three that I gave you.
You got 3?
Oh, I thought that would come in handy eventually. Like I was waiting for. Okay, wait. I have to go back and look. Uh, the temple of oh it's the symbol right here. Oh, okay. Um, something about okay. I had a dream about this. About the symbol. Right, there was something about the temple of Agrippa, the god of knowledge.
With the god of
Somewhere in
knowledge?
Greece or Turkey. I'm not really sure.
Which one?
Yeah, yeah.
So I will
Agrippa.
I'll help out here.
Agrippa.
I'll help out here for Steve. So what Spencer regales to the group is this dream that he had where it looked like he was somewhere in the early 20th century. It looked like he was maybe in the Mediterranean or somewhere in the Middle East, um, uh, in uh, in a desert type area, and uh, he was with a group of students, um, and they were exploring this ruined temple that was dedicated to Agrippa, god of knowledge.
In what culture?
That's a good point because Declan has never heard of
Yeah.
a Agrippa, god of knowledge.
Time to Google
And
it.
and I'm a history teacher, so that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, there was an Agrippa. So there was Agrippa who was like a Jewish king, and there was an Agrippa who was just like a Greek dude. But I've never, because like the Greek goddess of wisdom was Athena, and the Middle East had a lot of yeah. There's like Anuraha. I'm probably saying it wrong. There was like an Iranian goddess of wisdom. You didn't really have gods of knowledge because knowledge is just knowing stuff. And Raven pulls a pendulum out of their pocket and is like, "Hey, do you?" and asks the boss, "Hey, do you have anything to do with like Greek gods or Mediterranean gods or Middle Eastern gods? Do you have anything to do with gods?" And
It does not respond. The second part of what Spencer explains to everybody about his dream is that in one moment it was like he was with these students and they were on a field trip and they were exploring the ruins, and then in another moment it's like he was there when the temple was operational, and that they that the people who frequented the temple were there to pursue um, alchemical secrets, and there's a lot of talk of the harmony of the spheres. Um, and Spencer, what I need to know is in what level of detail are you going to explain the dreams that you have?
I think Spencer is the kind of person who makes notes about his dreams when he wakes up because he thinks that they
Okay.
hold special significance. So but he also doesn't remember a lot about them immediately when it's like the minute he wakes up, he has to jot it down, otherwise he's going to forget by the time he's done brushing his teeth. So
Okay.
it's
So my
like
question is are you going to mention that somebody in the dream bore a striking resemblance to someone?
oh fuck yeah, definitely. At this point, now that he's actively thinking about it, he's probably has like a note in his notepad that says looks like Declan question mark and then circled like 50 million times. So yeah, definitely, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, that was the thing. So
Looked
apparently
Ashwini and Raven both just look at Declan.
looked like me or was me?
I don't know. Look,
I
I'm
would
like
prefer
99% sure this is
Abhilash.
like a
Look like you.
Okay, can I find like did my mom like have a photo of my dad somewhere?
Oh, of course. All over the
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
I'll find
Scrapbooks,
like
photo albums. Yeah.
I'll find like a frame.
Sophia, sorry, Sophia wanted to say something to me. Oh, okay.
Oh, are we sending
Uh,
secret messages in the chat?
No, I'm just requesting that people not narrate my character for me.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I thought it was minors. Okay, no problem. Sorry on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Raven. I mean, Raven does look at Declan and be like, you don't look like a Greek god. I think the Greek gods were mostly taller. Hey, Spencer, how tall was Declan God in this stream?
Let me
Well, no,
make
no,
this
no, no, no,
easier.
no. Well, no, no. Hold on a second.
Declan wasn't tall?
In Spencer's dream, the individual who resembles Declan was one of the students when he was exploring the ruins.
Okay. Have you ever explored ruins? You're like a teacher.
Raven, this is most likely his dad.
Yeah, I'll like get
So when you
a
go and find a photo album looking
yeah,
for
Okay.
pictures,
and I'll bring it to Spencer. Was it him?
yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Holy shit! Yeah,
His
yeah, that
his
makes sense. Yeah.
his dad's been turning up a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, his dad turns up in your dreams. His dad is for some reason turning up in Spencer's dreams. Then we have like a telescope. Wait.
Have you
The
had any trouble
telescope.
with Declan's dad?
No,
Okay.
I don't know why that was funny, but it was. Continue.
no. But okay. Wait, the telescope that Raven you said is not from this world was gifted by your dad to your mom.
Yes.
Did do did she ever do you think that he told her where he found it?
I have no idea. I he died before I was born, and she rarely spoke about him. So I have very few stories. I didn't even know this was a gift until I found it here a few days ago. So
Okay, so from what I know about telescopes is you use them to look at the stars, to look at things far away, right? So are we like supposed to? And this since this thing apparently is connected to the multiverse, and he puts that in double quotes because he still doesn't really totally believe. Um, are we saying that we look through it to see something?
No
Maybe
one
in
said that yet.
in
The only way that anyone has interacted with it is Raven touched it.
I think
yeah,
Raven
no, no. This
would
is
like to
Spencer's
look
just
through
thinking
the
out loud
telescope.
about how
yeah,
how this is useful to the cause right now.
yeah. You're
Can I
welcome
can
to
I
try
look
it.
through the telescope? I really want to look through the telescope.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
So
Careful.
when Raven looks through the
I'm
telescope,
very careful all the time.
where is Raven pointing it?
Raven points the telescope at the weird mask and looks at the weird mask.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, you're feeling like contact is trying to be made. It's not negative or um malicious, but it is definitely something. So there's two things that are happening. There's um contact is trying to be made with Raven, but also what Raven sees through the telescope, the center is the vase itself, the container.
Mhm.
But it looks like the edges of the field of vision are very faintly um, outlined, almost like in a geometric pattern. And at the edge of the field of view, where another like hexagon might be up against it, it looks like what Raven sees is the vase fully formed with no crack in it. And in another edge of it sees like three faces missing. And another edge sees like just the base with no faces left. Like it's all different iterations of the same thing. And and there's also that sense of trying to make contact.
Okay, so it's like kaleidoscoping at me. I can see it whole and I can see it broken and I can see it like broken. And I also think it's trying to say hi. So Ashvini, don't have a heart attack, but I'm gonna say hi back. Hello.
I just.
And when you say, so you say hello verbally or you say it telepathically?
Both.
Okay. What you see through the and you hear this only telepathically, and you see it through the telescope is um, one of the faces turns squarely at you, looks you straight in the eye, and
It's looking at
have you
me.
seen our sister?
Um,
We can't find our sister.
what does your sister look like? Is your sister
She
the
looks
other?
just like us.
No. So okay. So right now there's you and your sister isn't there. Sorry, clarifying out of character.
Sure.
One version of what I'm seeing has all of the heads, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So
it is literally just out of frame and it's not interacting with you.
so I can sort of see the edges of your sister, but I think it's like another timeline because I can also
We
see
can't
all of
fill
you
the
gone.
basin without our sister.
Yeah, yeah, because your sister's because of the crack. I get that. You're
Have you seen our sister?
I have so I don't
We
see
can't
your
fill the basin
sister
without our sister.
in yeah, I get that. I don't see your sister in
Yeah,
this world, but I see your
And it's
sister
just going to
kind of on
continue
the
to repeat
edge
that.
of another world. Okay. All right. So guys, they want the other head because they can't get full without the other head. And I can like see a version with the head, but I don't know if I so when
Did it
they
save
Raven,
you?
It
start from
doesn't.
the
It doesn't.
beginning.
okay,
It
yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't matter. No, I understand what you're trying to accomplish, but regardless of which way you aim the telescope at the vase, you're basically going to see the same thing.
Okay, so basically what's happening here is it's like the kaleidoscope effect where you see a bunch of things. There's like a vase in the corner there that's got everything, and there's a vase in the corner here that's like broken, and there's a vase in the corner here that's like broken like it's gone.
Okay.
But also the vase that actually exists is talking to me because the heads are alive and they want their sister, which is the missing head. And I don't really know how to help them with that. Um, hey, Declan, do you know where you, not Declan? Yeah, Declan. Do you know where your dad kept like other stuff, like or Spencer was the Voss in the dream? Like, do you know?
I
Because
had
Annie's
a
other sister is.
I had a dream about the vase.
You had a dream about the Voss. Great.
Well, it was the same thing. It said the thing about the sister. I don't know.
Yeah, it just kind of keeps saying that. It's like when programs just keep glitching and repeating the same code over and over again.
Yeah. There's nothing here of my dad's. He's been dead a long time, but my mother maybe. I mean, again, I never saw that thing when I was a kid. I never saw that thing until I got back here.
Okay. Is that like it just randomly showed up, or is that like you were looking around and you found it?
I was just sorting through closets and it was
Okay.
Okay. Which is from the multiverse though? Which one is from the alternate universe? The telescope or the mask thing? This is Ashwini like asking because
the telescope.
The telescope is from the multiverse. The mask is haunted, but I think it's from here. And Raven kind of like
yeah, but you describe it like in the way like there's like different versions where you have like one broken and there's one like complete.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
think
like
those
okay,
are
so
multiverses.
okay. So is it telling us that the telescope can make us see other multiverses and we have to like find a way to go inside the vase to find something? I'm very confused.
Yeah, me too. So Raven once again pulls out the pendulum and it's just like, hey, telescope, can I use you to go to the multiverse or spin in circles for yes and sway back and forth for no?
Jesus.
Okay. So, Raven, what I want you to do is to roll 3 dice and add your power, which I know is 3.
And those are three. What
3d10s.
number of dice? Great.
3d10s, and you're going to add that to the highest result.
Okay. I'm gonna add 3 to the highest result. Okay, well
Yes.
that's a 10, which is the highest result.
Okay.
And
So
that was the
13.
first thing I rolled. So yeah,
Okay.
13.
Now, did you roll the other 2 dice, or?
I will go ahead and roll the other 2
Yeah,
dice.
because if you get an
Um,
additional 10, then it's going to be a critical, and that's going to
That's a
be.
5, and that's a 5. No, 2 5s.
All right. So you got a 13. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. It doesn't seem like the telescope will allow you to travel to other worlds, but instead see them or see ones that are adjacent to. So when you looked at the vase, you saw the vase in this world, in this universe, and then on the edge of the field of vision, you saw versions of the vase from other universes.
Yeah, so it's letting me see other universes, but it's not gonna like take me to other universes. I wonder what happens when I look at you. And Raven uses the telescope to look at Ashvini.
Okay.
Oh god.
So yeah, roll that same 3 dice and add 3 again for me. And
Great.
Ashwini, roll steel. So it's also power
Okay.
based.
Okay, 2d10 or was it
Yep.
3d10?
It's whatever your
2d10.
steel is. However many dice you have in steel.
Okay, highest
Okay,
result is 12.
Okay.
steel. Where is my steel?
It's one of your skills.
Oh
One
yeah.
of your automatic skills.
Okay, so 2 rating, 3 power. Okay.
So yeah. So roll 2 dice and add 3 to the top die.
Okay. First of all, Ashwini's like, okay, I'm pretty sure we stopped doing the X-ray glasses bit in high school. This is this is creepy.
I didn't go to
That's a
high school.
this is a 7 and a 3.
Okay.
Plus 3. So that's
So
yeah.
the
So
highest die was a 7.
yeah,
Okay. So then you got a total of a 10.
yeah.
Okay. So that means that Raven beat Ashwini. So in the center of the field of vision, you see Ashwini as Raven knows her from this universe. However, on the edge of the field of view, you can see how Ashwini appears in other universes. So Ashwini, describe what Raven might see.
Okay. Um, Ashwini in multiple universe has made a lot of decisions to get to this place. However, one of the biggest decisions was being essentially fake kidnapped. Um, there are other universes in which um, Ashwini is a scrawny bent hunched over man just in some miserable office job where he just he just helps the bottom line of the company and is goes home to his sad little apartment and has no idea and is always feels that there's something wrong with him, that there's something missing, and but he never quite knows what to do. There are other universes in which Ashwini is a woman, is a tall but awkward, gangly woman, where she walks around with more confidence than she actually feels in a high powered journalist job, feeling completely sucked out of any of her energy and verve, or any kindness that she has, as she just tries to chase the the next story without any real care. There is
Also,
there
there is one section of the edge of the field of view that is completely dark. Like it is completely obscured. There is no image in that one little sliver whatsoever.
Okay, so I see you, but you're like sad and skinny and wearing a suit, and you just it doesn't look great. And there's you, but you're a lady, and you've got like a notebook, but not like a fun notebook. The like I'm a business lady notebook, and you like hustling super hard, but also you look like you're gonna fall over. I kind of
Oh
feel like you're
God.
doing great in this world, and there's also a bit where you're just kind of not there. Like I don't mean that as a metaphor. There's just nothing there.
Like an outline?
No, like it's just empty. Like
Oh, so like the dead. Yeah, makes sense.
like
It's
when
the
I looked
multiverse,
at
right?
the
That's
other
probably
the vase, there was the like three worlds, and here you've got a world, you've got an Ashvini and an Ashvini and a Nana.
Oh. Okay.
Craig, is this possibly the universe from which Ashwini never escaped the room?
That's entirely possible,
Oh
but
God.
it makes sense to Ashwini.
Yeah, Ashwini is just going to be quiet and it's going to be like,
yeah, Spencer totally oblivious. It's just like that makes sense, right? It's like they're dead because it's multiverses. Obviously, versions of you that are dead in the multiverse, or where you were never born, or your parents never met, or and he's just gonna keep going on about the multiverses he's seen and read in many books and movies and TV shows and yeah, that's the one thing that he's good at is talking about the multiverse.
Reagan suddenly likes Spencer so much and gets really excited talking about the multiverse with him.
Raven, can I use the
uh,
telescope for a second?
Well, wait one
yeah,
second. Her
please,
telescope,
please,
is it okay if
Raven,
it confuses you?
Can you please turn the
There,
Excuse me,
there's
telescope
Ashwini,
away
there's
I'm
from
there's
me?
talking to the telescope.
Ashvini,
there's
it's
Stop
fine.
interrupting.
yeah,
Um,
it's
what
it
does
does,
the
there's no
telescope say?
response. So
Okay,
you don't actually get an answer either way.
okay. It's not saying anything, so find out.
Yeah. I'll take it, and I'd like to look through it at looking at the framed photo of my father.
Okay. Um. So the framed photo of your father is black and white, and it looks like he was at some university. It's hard really to tell, but it looks like your traditional kind of um, like quad type of. You could see buildings in the distance, um, and he's maybe in his late 20s, early 30s, um, and uh, he's so it's probably somewhere in the 50s. So he's got long, um, long overcoat, three-piece suit, and fedora, and as is befitting the style, the men's fashion of the time period.
Uh-huh.
And two things happen. So
Oh God.
similar experience. You see in the center, you see the picture as it is in this universe. You see the edges that they are kind of sectioned off. Um, you see the way that he looked in your dream. You see the way that he looked in Spencer's dream. Um, and as you're examining the other alternatives, um, the one in the center and in the photograph looks you directly in the eyes and tips his hat.
I drop the telescope. I like scream and free and like just, fuck.
Whoa, okay, okay. Let's not
Sorry.
harm the.
Shit. Sorry.
No,
Is
no,
it?
no. Declan, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Is it broken? Is it okay?
No, no.
Okay.
I imagine it was on a stand anyway, so it's not like you would have it would have
Okay.
actually fallen.
Okay.
You
Okay.
good? Do you want a bottle of water or something? Can I
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you. The photo winked at me.
It
photo of
didn't
your
wink at
dad?
you. It was kind of like polite, like hat tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
photo of your dad winked at you.
Yeah. It moved. It like he like tipped the
Okay.
hat. God. What the hell?
Oh. So okay,
Does
so
Raven
this
sense
thing.
anything psychically from the photo?
Um, Go ahead and roll 3 dice and add 3 to the top die.
I would also like to do to
Sure.
send some any
Um,
low level energy.
did you put anything more than?
12.
Do you have what kind of what's? Do you have a skill that you had directly tied to uh your supernatural stuff?
Uh, Not necessarily. Like I have like powers, but it's mostly on is someone in need kind of scenario.
All right, so then let's just call it 2 dice then. Let's just say roll 2 dice and add your power to the top die. Um, Sophia, what did you get?
12.
Okay.
I got a 4 and a 5, so 5 plus 3, 8.
Okay. Um, Ashwini doesn't pick anything up off of it. Um, Raven, do you just look at it, or do you touch? Do you pick it up and hold it in your hand, or?
Yeah, I think I like inspect it, pick it
Okay.
up, squint at
Um,
it, sniff it.
there is definitely some type of resonance on it. Um, it is very vague and very um almost fleeting, almost like it at it could go away at any given time. Basically, it's hanging on very very uh faintly, and it's definitely like it's been places. Like maybe it's been to another universe and come back or whatever, but there's definitely some sort of psychic residue on it.
So there's, I don't think the, like the telescope itself and the vase itself, like they're super special. I don't think the picture is special. It's more like it's got kind of this dusting of special on it. Like I think it's been places, and there's just, yeah, I don't know a better way to describe it. Like I don't think your dad's ghost is in it or anything like that, but I think it's maybe been to other worlds.
Well, my mother didn't think he was dead, apparently, so that Gerald guy said they were trying to find him.
Okay.
That sounds super healthy and a great way to deal
Yeah.
with it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now you know
Raven.
what I grew up in.
Sorry.
Um. Raven. Um. I'm going to beckon to Raven to like just so I can say something that I don't necessarily want Declan to hear, just because this might create unnecessary like false hope kind of scenario.
I can
Raven,
like tell this is a private conversation, so I'll back off and
uh,
hang with Spencer for a
Raven,
bit.
I saw something with the telescope. Could you help me here,
Yeah,
please?
sure.
Okay.
In the meantime, Spencer has gone back to his food and he's just gonna wave Declan over. Hey, do you want to eat something? It's been. I know we've been doing this for like I don't know how many hours straight, but food is good, right?
It- you know what? Yeah, thank you.
Raven. Okay.
Spencer's going to share some
That
of his French fries.
Raven. Okay. So that guy said that they were trying to find him.
Yeah.
His telescope sees into multiverses,
Hmm.
and his mom didn't believe his dad was dead.
So you're thinking that he's alive in another universe and we can just find him?
I think he's trapped there. I
Okay.
mean, it could. I mean, it could be like a different version of him. I mean, it could be like this. Oh God, I really hope this is not a Miguel O'Hara Spider Verse situation. That would be bad.
The head reverse.
No,
Well,
That that would be really bad. I
that
don't
would be
Spider
want
pretty
Verse,
bad.
but it's just some old white guy.
that would not be good. Let's instead of that's father replacement. I don't want to destroy this universe. I don't think that would go well for any of us if we just plonk just some random alternate universe version of his father and just go, "Hey, Declan, your mom died. Hey, have another father."
Yeah, no. Also,
Oh,
he's probably got another world, like a life, and maybe other kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a question. Hey, Declan, are you gonna freak out if I try looking at you through the telescope?
Go ahead.
Awesome. Raven looks at Declan through the telescope.
Might as well. Might as well. Can't just be me
Spencer is
who
gonna
gets this.
slowly try to scoot away out of frame so that he's
N-
not anywhere
No,
near
look
I'll
at
like
where the
Spencer as
yeah.
well. Everyone gets a turn. Look at Spencer as well. I
I'll
refuse to
like
be the only
stand
one.
up like I'm going through the TSA scanner, just like, yep.
okay, so Raven looks at Declan through the telescope. Um,
Everyone
and
gets their trauma checked.
Yeah.
so there are versions of Declan on the edge of the periphery of main image of this universe's Declan, um, that have either one or both of Declan's parents with him in the image.
Oh god. Okay.
Okay. Um, so I see your dad in some of these, and a lady who I like assume is your mom. I mean, she looks like you, I think. I'm not really good at telling, your people apart. But I think she looks like you.
We're just gonna say it is, yeah.
Um, does a question for Craig or Declan, frankly, does Declan look different? Does Declan look happier, sadder, less freaked out by life?
Oh, definitely happier.
Yeah. And you seem maybe less bummed out. Whereas
Normally fine. I'm going through a lot right now.
no, yeah, I totally get that. That I'm not judging. I'm just saying that it seems like maybe some of these Declans are going through a little less, or they already went through some stuff and now they're feeling better.
Yeah,
Um,
if I can like,
One of the images that Raven does see is, um, it's Henry and Declan on the roof of the house, looking through the telescope up at the night sky.
and it also looks like you and your dad are like on the roof, looking through the telescope.
okay.
I wonder
And
if they
that makes
see
sense to
us.
Declan because Declan knows that his dad was a astronomer, astrophysicist,
Yeah.
um, of something of that description.
Yeah. If I could like describe a little bit, I think like the ones where he's happier, I think the ones where he like has both parents, it's like he dresses a little bit like you're less like your boring history teacher and probably has like more tattoos and maybe like a fun graphic tee or something. Like the one with just his dad, maybe he has like a weird hair color. Like I think a lot of the different Declans are ones where he like feels less like he needs to be the antithesis of his mom.
So one of the tattoos that stands out to Raven on Declan's hand, on the back of one of his hands, is it looks like a geometric shape. It looks like a series of interlocking circles, and then within the circles are kind of inscribed geometric images. So you see like triangle, square, rectangle, hexagon, octagon, and such inscribed into the center points of each of the circles.
Raven sketches this. Does this mean anything to you? Because that's a tattoo that you got.
Uh, Craig, I don't recall that. I know you put that in the group Discord. I don't think that was something that was for
Uh,
me specifically.
in the
Oh wait, no, it was.
scene,
It
yes,
was.
it was in one of your dreams.
Yes.
Yes.
No, you're right. Yeah. No. Yeah. That in the observatory in the tower. That was there.
Only in your dream, it was a three-dimensional shape.
Yeah.
It was a three-dimensional representation of that.
Yeah. I relay that information. Yeah.
Okay. So this isn't really real science. but
No.
I think maybe that might be the
I mean, it looks
dimension
geometrically, mathematically accurate.
where the stuff. Oh no, I mean like Raven's reasoning is not based in any specific science.
Oh, okay.
But I think that maybe that reality might be the one that y'all have been dreaming about. I don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Did your mom know stuff about how to get places, or Ashvini, you've gone places? Do any of y'all know stuff? Because I'm kind of out here. I'm kind of out of ideas. I need a cookie. Raven gets a cookie.
The one thing that Raven might know something about is it is the geometric significance may have some. It seems like it's like scratching an itch as far as some either metaphysical or supernatural significance, like it might have, it might have been used in, if we're talking quote unquote real world, Goetia, the kind of um, the summoning of spirits. Um, you've seen sigils drawn with salt or with chalk. Looks an awful lot like Declan. Looks an awful lot like what Declan found in the attic on the floor that Declan swept up. Resembles it,
Raven
not
relays
not
this
exactly,
information while eating the cookie.
but definitely resembles it.
The what was on the floor in chalk?
Yeah.
Okay.
It resembles the what the tattoo looks like, and it resembles what the 3-dimensional shape looks like.
Okay, shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I want to ask. Ashwini has kind of figured out what's happening in this situation. He's still confused as to what this has specifically to do with the comic books and why the ghost put him, Ashwini, and why Ashwini is connected to all of these people in the first place. He's going to. He's now trying to piece that logic together.
If you say any of that, do you say any of that out loud?
He's musing out loud because
Okay,
because he's struggling right now to piece piece this stuff together, and uh even though he is very reluctant on Raven going further down this paranormal investigation path, he is very impressed with the Raven's whole finding and deduction and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
he's just kind of saying it out loud, like,
I think my mother was looking for the Hope Diamond.
okay, okay. So the hope. Okay, so the wait. A diamond has like a lot of, like, what's the thing he called? Uh, sides. Something. I was very bad at maths.
Facets.
Well, facets, yeah.
Yes, facets. Like it has loads of those, and when you shine a light. Huh?
The kaleidoscoping.
Yeah. So like, did she figure out a way to like open a multiverse portal and then, like, Avengers Endgame style? And no, wait, they went back into time in that way, just like any time they ever ended up in alternate universes in comics. I will be here all day if you talk about it.
I
Anyway.
I think this is the stupidest thing I could possibly suggest, but I think we need to draw that symbol in the attic again.
Yes, I love stupid suggestions. Let's do it.
God.
Okay.
Okay, now the only thing I'm going to remind Declan of
I'm
is
so proud of you.
So the all right, Declan, roll deduce.
Okay.
And you've got 4 dice.
Yes.
Don't forget.
Yes.
Raven, if we get out of this alive, promise me just one thing. You take
just one.
You take a CP. Yeah, just one. Just we'll start small. Just take. I host first aid and CPR courses Every couple of months at the community center, please come to a couple.
I've taken a
Just get your
CPR
certificate.
course.
And
Did you get the certification?
No, I just wanted to know how to do the thunka thunk thing on people.
The thunka thunk, that technical term.
also, Sophia, did you say Raven hugged Declan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I would hug you
Please,
back, genuinely.
Aw.
Um,
please, please, both of you, everyone, I would suggest please take
I
a
had to
first
take
aid.
some I had to take some to work with kids. Craig, my highest is a 13.
Alrighty. Um, so Declan basically can trace a very rational through line through the big events. Uh, Henry dies, disappears. Now you know. Now you know disappears. Basically, Henry disappears. Eileen starts down the witchy path.
Yep.
Um, Eileen says to Declan one time when he's what 12 or 13,
13.
13. If there's any ever a time when you want to know what it is that we do, tonight would be the night. And um, the whole uh, Declan goes up to the attic. He can hear things going on in there. He can hear something being spoken in a language he did not understand. He opens the door. He hears the sloshing and slurping and sees what looks like a mirror that is kind of floating in midair. Um, and it is it stands to reason, and the conclusion that Declan is drawing is basically that every one of these things is directly connected to each other.
Yeah. Okay.
And then her further on her research, her her reading about doppelgangers, her reading um, uh, about the Hope Diamond, about the World's Fairs. Um, it's all connected, and there is a very logical, rational through line in terms of a sequence of events, and that sequence of events is all they're all connected.
Okay. Who wants to draw a chalk circle on the floor of my attic and probably summon demons?
Everybody, yeah.
Whoa.
First aid and first aid and CPR, all
Yep.
of you, compulsorily. I will
Hey,
drag you. I will
I'm
break into your houses and drag you there if I have to.
I'm certified. It was part of child psychology. Let's
Thank you.
A,
go.
that's very creepy of you. B, I can't do the thunka thunk on myself.
We can
You can,
do it on each other.
Raven. Raven, the last time I saw you, it wasn't the thunka thunka. It was the ow ow bone crack ow.
Yeah, but how is taking a CPR? I'm not dumb. I know that if you fall off a ledge, your leg will break. Like that. I have that
You know
information.
what? Yes, but you should also know how to splinter in case no one's able to come to wherever you find yourself hunting
Oh,
the
you know,
next
just like
ghost.
teach me how to fix my own bones if I break them. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, or at
I
least I'm
could go
going
on
to.
so many more adventures. Okay, I'm in.
All right, everyone, attic is this way.
Oh, good God. Okay.
Let's bring down the property value.
It's okay. It'll be fine. Trust me. This place is nice enough that most people, if they won a lottery enough to afford this place, would not care a little. Would not care about the chalk.
And besides, you draw it in chalk and then you erase it when you're done. I mean, you're not going to
Yeah.
get nothing is getting permanently affected.
Wait, what's
Oh,
this about winning a lottery?
Unless there's demons. What?
it was
How did we
it
get
was
to?
just
How
a
did
comment. It was just a comment, Spencer. We were just talking about people who could afford this place.
Oh, oh, oh. Okay.
I take everyone up to the attic.
let's all go to the attic?
You know those like 50s style t-shirts that are like, let's summon demons.
Raven owns one
Do
of
you
those.
have money, Spencer?
Define
Oh
money.
yes, he has a lot of money. He won a substantial lawsuit.
Okay, so wait, would I know this, or would I just think he's just some random dude just who keeps turning up in weird places?
I mean, I do okay. Yeah.
All right.
Oh
Huh.
yeah, I looked him up. He won this lawsuit. He's loaded. So if you
Oh my god.
Have you looked all of us up?
yeah
When did you have time to do that?
on the way here, I had to take. It took y'all a while to pick me up, and I
You
was
didn't
bored.
know my last name.
Yes. Oh, how do I know your last name? I did well. So by note, because I knew your phone number and your address, it was really easy to reverse engineer your last name.
Okay.
So there's actually on the way up the attic, Ashwini, one of the things that never did get answered for you was how is this all connected to Mr. Dark? How are you all connected to each other? How are you being kind of tasked or given this mission, but as you're headed to the attic, it's starting to make sense to Ashvini that all these things are connected also. So the idea of the paradoxes, the building that was there, both there and not there, um, the the fact that you are also you have a connection to Spencer and to Raven and to Declan, and uh, all of those things are connected to this sequence of events that that is that Declan is involved in by virtue of being the son of Henry and Eileen.
Okay, okay. So essentially, like the Mr. Dark thing and all of that, all these paradoxes have started to appear because like all the events are now starting to climax in that
Yeah,
sense.
go
That
ahead. Why don't you roll deduce also?
yeah.
Um,
Ooh, not great. Uh, okay, so knowledge, lol. I got a 3.
okay. Um, yeah, it's sort of a vague. You can tell that they are connected, but there are puzzle pieces that are just not lining up for Ashvini at this point. It's all sort of like the entire puzzle is laid out in front of Ashwini, but it's like you just dumped it and turned over all the pieces and starting you're at the point where you've got the edge, and that's where you're at when you make the deduce roll.
He's
While
going
oh
in his
sorry,
head
go
like
ahead.
this, but this and then that. But how? Oh, my head hurts. I hate puzzles. I hate puzzles.
Spencer or
Wait,
Steve, what were you about to say?
what's the puzzle? I
Um,
love puzzles.
yeah, Declan, how sure are you that the symbols that we're gonna make are completely accurate to what you remember when you were 13?
Well, Raven just drew it, and I saw it more recently in that dream, so I think we'll have a close enough. Also, like I just used water and a broom with the chalk, so some of it might still be there.
Oh, okay, fair. So, what is the plan again? We open the portal ish to bring your dad, and then we find the Hope Diamond, and then what do we do?
Oh God, I don't even know. I didn't.
It's
Oh
just
God, what if
dawning.
what
We
if we
don't even have a.
find my
Oh my
dad?
god.
Oh
It's
Oh,
just dawning on Declan that nobody really has any idea what they're doing.
wait, what if we find my dad?
Then you have a heartwarming conversation. I don't know. I mean, there's a you in his world, so he's gonna like you don't know him, but he's gonna know you. He might be confused about why you seem so sad.
Okay, I'm not understanding how all of this and me and the comic books are connected, but I definitely can see a Miguel O'Hara arc happening, and I think I don't
All
want
right.
to destroy the universe, Raven.
I don't
So
think we're going to destroy the universe just by talking to the rest of the universe. I like first of all, I'm pretty sure that the whole Miguel O'Hara thing is a scam. And that they're going to figure out something involving like making another cake. I need to watch the movie again. But also, I don't think we would have the path to look at the other world if just looking at the other world was gonna hey Declan, sorry, how did your mom die? She didn't by any chance like poke a hole in the multiverse and then disappear forever, did she?
Oh, she was old. I'm assuming she just went in her sleep. I mean, no one
Okay,
was around. I don't.
I think it's probably fine.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen?
Raven,
Ashwini, so the
Raven,
one oh, go ahead.
touch wood right now. Raven, please touch wood right now.
I don't know what that means.
Touch wood.
Knock
Like
on wood, please.
knock on wood.
Please knock on wood.
Okay, these supernatural entities do not care if I tap some wood. Okay, like I'll do it if it will make you feel better, but let's be clear here, I am not into that kind of superstition. And Raven taps the wood with the most exhausted air of like, some people and their silly folk tales.
I think we have more in common than I thought we did. All right. I'll.
No, but sure. Oh, good God.
So to highlight the point about the comic books, about the Universal Defenders, what the events that took place as far as the Hope Diamond and 1924 in issue number 6 um, do not line up with the quote unquote historical record of this universe. So it is very clear that the story that was told in the Universal Defenders comic was either outright just somebody made up a story, or, and it makes more sense given what Eileen was doing as far as researching, that if there are doppelgangers, if there all are alternate universes, that what happened to the Hope Diamond in that universe did not happen in yours. That's the relevance there.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we do need to talk to your alternate universe dad.
Okay, here's my thought process, right? I don't believe that your mom was trying to bring an alternate version of your dad back from a different timeline. What I believe is that your dad didn't actually die, and he went to a different universe, and he couldn't find a way back. So if we do try to contact him, it'll be this version of your dad from this universe who's trapped in another universe, not another universe version of your dad in another universe. You feel me? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Spencer, why don't you roll your deduce now?
Fuck yeah.
Raven, have you ever imagined there's an alternate version of you that, like, is like Declan, but in the way that like, you just don't believe in any of this and are just. I would imagine that version of you is pretty boring.
Thanks.
Definitely less of a. I would definitely be called less to rescue you from things, but definitely, definitely uninteresting.
No, so
It
see,
was
as
an 8
I see
total.
it, people go into
An
denial
8
for
total
one
on the
of
top
two
guy.
reasons. Either they're boring or they're traumatized. I don't think any version of me is boring, because that's just like part of my personality. I would believe that versions of me were traumatized, but I think that if I were traumatized, I wouldn't go into denial about it having happened. I would more do the like try super hard to fix it. In fact, I think in an alternate universe, I'm probably bopping around. Like if I had a spouse and they died, I would probably bop around from multiverse to multiverse to multiverse, trying to bring them back to life, even if I destroy the universe in the process. Did that answer your question?
Okay, Kingpin, very Kingpin arc of you, but I
All
get
right,
that.
Spencer, as you're very kind of like hanging back and listening to everybody, and so all for you, all the pieces are like starting to you're starting to envision them, and when you start talking about when you say, hey, I think that Declan's dad um isn't dead, that he disappeared, and that your mom is trying to find him, um it sort of clicks with Spencer that maybe Henry's disappearance is what set the all the strange stuff in motion, especially in this area. The paradoxes, the coincidences that him traveling to another universe created an instability.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. So while Spencer is thinking about these things out loud, he's like, okay, okay. So I think if we bring your dad or like the version of him or whatever from this universe, if we bring him back, it could help solve or like deal with the weird shit that's been happening here. You know, the dreamscape, whatever we went to, or the place that is here but not really here, or whatever. I don't know if that's exactly what will happen, but like I have a very strong gut feeling, and I don't really get
Okay.
those very often.
Sure.
So
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know. It could work. It's just a hail mary at this point. So,
he was
but
smart.
yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming my mom's chalk is not hard to find if she was doing this often.
Oh no, none at all.
Um, let's get drawing.
So drawing the symbol that Raven saw on the back of alternate Declan's hand, and what Declan saw the three-dimensional version of in his dream. Um, so drawing it does not do anything on its own. So you get finished drawing it, and um, it's it's all laid out very evenly, and it looks correct. But it by the by just doing that, nothing happens.
Okay. They
Oh,
would do something. I don't know what else. I'm gonna I'm gonna run down to my mom's office real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Can I find like a book of phone numbers?
Yeah, sure. An address book. Yeah,
Yeah, and can I find Gerald in there?
yeah. Gerald Sorensen.
I'm gonna call him.
Okay. Uh, Go ahead and dial Gerald.
It's Murphy
And
Stupid.
hello,
Hi, Gerald.
this is he.
This is Declan Marsh.
Oh, Declan. Hello. I wasn't expecting to ever hear from you again.
Hi. I'm sorry that I was rude to you. Uh, a week ago. Um,
You have every right to be. I understand that you're going through a difficult time right now. You don't have to apologize.
thank you. Um, I had a question about what you were doing in the attic with my mother.
You weren't there that night, were you?
I was for a few seconds.
I see. Um, it's probably a good thing that you weren't.
Right. What did you that thing you drew on the ground? Was there something you did to like activate it or start? I remember hearing something.
We probably should meet to talk about this more.
Um, you're welcome to come over.
Okay. I can be there in an hour.
Right? Okay, thank you.
Click.
Okay,
Did you have,
I
did you have that
Inviting
conversation on
more
speaker
people?
or?
no, I'm assuming. No, I'm assuming I like was just on my cell phone. So I would
I
have.
think Raven probably followed, but was like hovering in the doorway in case Declan didn't want them listening in.
Yeah. I turn and see you. I just invited one of my mother's former cultist friends to come help us because he knows what they were doing better than we do.
Dang.
So,
You feeling okay?
um, I didn't even think about the thought of seeing my dad again. That's not something that was ever on my radar.
How old were you when he,
Uh, I wasn't born.
oh wow.
Yeah. No, I think my mother was maybe 3 months pregnant.
How are you feeling now? I really like my dad. But I've known him since I was born. I
No,
don't
I mean, I don't know. I always was interested. I was always like, if I could talk to him, I'd like to, but I knew that that was impossible, so I lived my life with that just being nothing, just like a wish that wasn't gonna happen. So
You don't like letting yourself want stuff, huh?
uh I think Declan just kind of stares at you in that way where it's like, you're right, but I don't want you to be right, but I can't think of a reason why to say you're not right, so now I'm just kind of frozen.
Well, do you want to meet him now?
Kind of. I just have no concept of him as a person. Yes, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, yes. Yes. But it's a lot. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
I think
I
you're
think
being
this
really brave.
might actually be the good point to take the break.
Sorry, what
Uh,
was the last thing Sophia said?
Said I think you're being really brave.
Thank you. Okay.
I think this might be the good place to take the break. Okay, we're back. So 1 hour later, there is a ring on the doorbell.
Okay. I'll answer.
Okay, and Gerald is there. He appears to be in his 60s, slender, um, sort of uh, mostly gray hair, thinning on top. Just your average white guy in a tweed jacket and just sort of kindly older gentleman. It's like, well, thank you for inviting me.
Hi. Yes, please come in. It's a bit of a mess right now. Uh,
That's understandable.
yeah. Everyone, this is Gerald. Gerald, this is Spencer, Ashvini, and Raven.
Nice to meet you all.
So I'll cut right to it. I think what you all were trying to do in finding my dad, um, I think we need to try that again.
So you've come around to accepting that then.
Kind of look at Raven. I guess so.
Your mother thought that the entire thing was both possible and incredibly dangerous at the same time. And the only reason why she invited you on that night was because she thought that that was the night that it might had the most reasonable chance of success. Unfortunately, we were all very wrong. We figured out the mechanics of contacting other monads, but um, uh, we didn't have the exact address,
Uh-huh.
and it went pear-shaped.
Yeah, I think I remember. Okay, so do you know how we can get it right this time?
So that's part of the reason why your mother was researching the Hope Diamond. She believed that it was a sort of a supernatural battery. She
Right.
believed that it contained enough. Uh, there is a theory amongst people who know how the omniverse works, that there is a substance that is, for all intents and purposes, it's capable of making the impossible possible. And it is commonly referred to as Shadowlight. And she believed that the Hope Diamond was a source of Shadowlight.
Okay. And
But she couldn't
without
find it. She couldn't. I think it appeared somewhere in the. I think it was shown off in the at the 1963 World's Fair in New York City, but
Mhm.
um, nobody knows really whatever happened to it. It sort of fell out of history. Um,
And without it, do you think there's any chance?
well, I mean, there's other sources of Shadowlight that exist. She seemed to have gotten latched onto that one for some reason. I'm not sure why.
I'm gonna grab the face. The
Face pause. Yeah,
yeah,
the
sure.
face pause. Yeah.
Um, is this anything?
Oh, um, well, she found that um, it was maybe a week or so after our attempt. Um, she found it after going up in the attic. It was maybe a couple weeks or so after that night. She found it up there. Um, maybe it came through. Maybe, I mean, I really don't know anything about it. It certainly doesn't line up with anything. It's not in any way historically significant to this monad. That's for certain.
Okay. And this telescope my father gave her was also magic, I guess.
That I didn't know about, but it certainly stands to reason. Your father was um, metacosmologically versed.
Okay. Okay. So,
That's part of the reason why he, or at least why we think he disappeared.
Yeah, I have a question. Um, if all this stuff was going on, how come it, your Declan's mom didn't like? So what I don't get, like, okay, she left her husband and he was missing, and that was all that. But also, her son was there and alive, and it kind of sounds like she didn't care about that. Was that some kind of supernatural thing, or was she just like that? Because that kind of pisses me off.
I guess you could say that she was consumed by it. I can't speak for her. She's not here, and I'm not going to speak for her. But that's just an observation.
Okay,
consumed by it sounds about right.
cool. Carry on.
Yeah. And it was a lot easier to blame her for that when I thought it was all meaningless.
No, I think you
Is
still
there?
get to blame her for that.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
all of her
It
efforts
still
were not meaning.
sucks
Her
a
efforts
little
were not
bit.
meaningless, and what she discovered was not meaningless. Um, if that means anything, or if it counts for anything.
right. Anyway, so what do we have to do?
I'm just. I have to say I'm a little bit surprised that, first of all, these are friends of yours.
Um, yeah. Very recent friends, but yeah, friends. We'll
Why
leave it
is
at
that
that.
Um,
surprising?
I just don't. I can't say that I ever knew Declan very well, and I just was just confirming. Um,
Well,
but this all se- but
when
this
he
all
knew me,
seems
I
to
didn't.
be. I'm sorry.
Sorry. When he knew me, I didn't really have friends, and when I was at college, my friends were all like me. So,
Sad white boys who didn't believe in magic?
history nerds. So, kind of. They weren't all white. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Gerald?
Oh, uh,
Ashwini was
this
totally
it's
not laughing at that. I was just coughing. It's very dusty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I find it curious that this is all coming together now.
I want answers, and I want to speak to my father if he's not dead.
Okay, so in that case, I guess what we have to do is we have to find. We had. I mean, it was granules, and maybe that's part of the reason why we couldn't find the portal that we opened didn't go to the right place, but um, we have to find more. And
Okay.
um, give me give me some time. Let me reach out to my colleagues and see
Yeah.
if anybody knows what um, what we
Um,
might be able to do.
the other people who used to come here, do any more of them live nearby?
Oh, they all do. Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay, great. Yeah,
Why don't we say later tonight? Um,
sure.
say 8 o'clock.
What time is it now?
Uh, Afternoon, 1 o'clock.
Okay, cool. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. He grabs his coat
And
and
by the way, Gerald, you're welcome to go through any of the boxes marked donate if there's something of hers you'd like to keep. I know you were friends.
oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Same goes to the rest of you if you want old lady clothes.
I like old lady clothes. I can make them look fun.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Same. Wait, no, I remember your mom. Your mom was real short. Oh.
Yeah,
No,
she
I can make something of it. The local drag nights and stuff. I can make something. It'll be fun. I I've been meaning to join and like do more things. I think I could cosplay. Like, do you know how many comic book characters there are with like the shortest clothes? I could totally pull it off. I just need to come up with a name.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Gerald is like, okay, I'll see you later tonight, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, thank you a lot. And I know you said I don't have to apologize, but I did I was rude and I shouldn't have been.
It, water under
Spencer,
the
you want any old lady stuff? We're all going to go and check. Like, you can just pick up anything you want. You know.
I mean, sure, why not? I'll look through it. Maybe we'll find something nice that I can give my mom or something. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, there's some jewelry that's probably worth something. I'm selling most of it, but the more scratched up ones I'm donating.
Also, so here's the thing, right? Your I have read Ashwini's comic books, right? At towards the end of the first session, we went over them, I think, and there was a
yes,
bunch of stuff about the Hope Diamond there,
yeah.
um, which doesn't match with our history. So, do we think that the Hope Diamond kind of fucked off into a different universe, and that's where these comics are from, and that's what um, the history is? Because
Huh.
that's the only thing that I mean. I know comics are not supposed to be like historical fiction facts, but like I don't know. Do you think that makes sense? I don't know how that helps, but
I mean, that that's interesting. I mean, that would make sense as to why, like, a ghost, like a ghost from the comic, or ghost that was haunting the comic, specifically these comics, would come and get me to find you guys and like have this whole, our Scooby-Doo gang together. Because it was
oh,
like a ghost in the comics who told me about this, who told me
I
to
call
go find you
Scooby.
guys. Because okay, anyway,
wait, by,
I
by ghost, do you mean your
So
friend who
so
showed
to
up in
answer your
your pocket?
Steve, to answer your question, it definitely stands to reason.
Makes sense. So by ghost, do you mean your friend who showed up in that say space kind of mind palace place you created? Is
yeah,
that who
Mr.
you
Dark?
mean?
yeah, Mr. Dark. Yeah,
Okay,
Mr.
cool.
Dark.
All right. So we have some time, right? I was thinking maybe you could go get your comics. We could look at the comics with the telescope, and then we could take the telescope to that weird place that I was exploring, and we could look at that
Ooh,
place with the telescope to see if we can get some clues by the time these people come back with their shit, and maybe go see Mr. I know it's a bunch of shit, but we have some time. We can go see Mr. Dark and get we can see look at him through the telescope too. Why not? 'Cause
oh,
everything
that
gets
could
the
be.
telescopic view.
The
Oh, that's
telescope is a
interesting. That could be.
well. So far, you've only interacted with Mr. Dark inside of Ashvini's mind palace. So bringing the telescope into that environment may not be possible. You're certainly welcome to try. Um,
He did mention something about how to contact I because I specifically asked him how do we get in touch with you, and he said something about go past the diner and then go somewhere and something I should have written it
yes,
Yeah,
down, but I
the
there is
didn't.
the
a there
I
is
wasn't there.
a that's okay. There's a brewery that is called the Argon Rose Brewery and Cassandra's Table, and that was the place that he mentioned.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of stuff to do before Gerald shows up with the other with the old Scooby Doo gang. Um, so let's
Scooby Doo Gang
make the
Alpha.
best of it, I guess.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah. That I think that's a better way to say it instead of calling them old. Yeah.
Oh my god. Before we go, I'd like to try and look at the photograph of my father with the telescope again and see if it
Okay.
moves again.
It definitely does. Yeah, I mean, it does the same thing. It looks straight at you and it does the hat tip.
Does it do anything else when I don't drop it this time? Okay.
No.
Hello?
There's no response.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Where are we going? Restaurant or
You have a variety of things you
Okay.
can do. Why don't we try and agree on at least one place to start first?
yeah. So there was the restaurant, there was the house. Was that one of the things you said, Steve?
Yeah, the comic books, the restaurant, and there was this place that I went exploring, which kind of was there but not really there, and it was really weird because I threw a stone through what I thought was a window, and it went through, but like it also didn't go through, but it was definitely there, and it was weird shit. Okay, so I
It's a
don't know how that worked, but yeah.
it's a paradox. Like, I think it's from the other universe,
Oh.
but also it kind of I think it both exists in that other universe and it doesn't exist in this universe, and they're like two things overlapping because like a lot of stuff is because well things are converging. This is some convergence level shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be fair, that comic event was not very good, but it is some convergence event level shit. Something weird is happening.
Do we have the comic books here? Because if we have them here, why don't we just do that
You
first?
do have the comic books here, yes.
Yeah.
Or actually,
Yeah,
they
I
were
have
in.
it in
Yeah,
the car.
yeah. Lashmini, you brought it with you in the bag.
Yeah, I have it in the van. I'll just go and get them.
Okay.
I
So yeah, you
also
have
want
them.
to check something really quick. Gerald mentioned that the vase, the face vase, it showed up the night of the summoning whatever ritual, right? And
A
it
few nights
was
after,
it
yeah.
all. Did he mention that it was always broken? I don't remember asking him that.
Oh, we
But
didn't ask.
if it was,
Nobody asked him.
Well,
yeah,
we'll ask
shit.
when he gets back.
Okay, so in the meantime, I'm thinking if it broke when it got here, maybe the pieces of the vase are still upstairs in the attic somewhere. We could try to glue it back together. I don't know what that does.
If you
But
want to go up there
there's
and look
something
for them,
about
that's fine, but you won't find them.
Yeah, I've gone through
fair.
everything pretty thoroughly. And I feel like, she neglected me, but I feel like she'd pick up broken sharp things if they were lying around. At least.
Fair.
She
I'm
did
just
feed
throwing
me,
everything at the wall at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if she fed you.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Provided
Another
you with
kid's
health
mom drove me to school.
insurance.
No, I
Wait,
think
wait, no.
these
So I
these
just give
are
you
these
five.
are
Does
really
that
good
mean your
ideas,
mom?
Steve.
Is that how that works?
What? What did you what? What? What?
Let's yeah.
I don't even
I
Say that one more
completely
time,
missed
Steve.
it.
No, Spencer is just trying to lighten the mood. He said, "I fed you some fries. Does that make me your mom now?" That's just it. He's just trying to be funny. That's just it.
no, yeah.
Super awkward.
I don't think no.
Yeah, no. Another kid's mom drove me to school every day. That was
Ashwini comes in right when Steve is making the mom joke,
Spencer.
and as sorry Spencer's making the mom joke, and he's just like, there are days there are many days I'm grateful. I miss what it's like to have parents. And now I realize that even as an orphan, I still would not make those jokes. Okay, here are the comics, and he just puts it down.
Okay.
So in particular, it was a graphic novel, which was a collection of 6 individual issues of Tales of the Universal Defenders, and basically they were kind of pulp era heroes from the 1920s and 1930s, and when you aim the telescope at it, um,
Who's doing that?
oh yeah, that's a good question. Spencer, you want to take point on that?
Sure. I haven't looked through the telescope
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking at the comic book through the telescope, it seems like in the edge sections where there could be other, vistas into other universes, it definitely looks like the time periods are different. Like, so instead of being pulp era heroes, they're heroes from the like they're like steampunk heroes, so they're like from the like 1870s, or they're Western heroes, or they're golden age like Flash Gordon science fiction heroes. So the genre of them kind of shifts, but um, the stories all kind of are very similar. So with wealthy socialite wants the team to go and rescue a kidnapped heiress or kidnapped uh, princess. Um, so the stories are very similar, but it seems like the time periods or the genres of them are all very different. Um, that's about all you're able to glean.
Anything about the Hope Diamond?
So yes, the stories are consistent. So basically, there's some the names and the terms may change, but the gist of each story is the same. So um, you know, uh, ostentatious bauble of some kind being protected from criminals. Um, it doesn't specifically in the other fragments. It doesn't name the Hope Diamond specifically, but the story, the gist of the story is still the same. So really, not a whole lot. I mean, that's what you get. That's what you get by looking at it through the telescope.
All right.
So from there, you wanted to go and look at the at it is called Rock Hill Lodge. That is the name of the building that Spencer was exploring when Ashvini ran into him. It's on one side of Lake Mohegan, or Mohegan Lake. No, Lake Mohegan. Um,
Uh, yeah, I would like to say that since the last experience that we had there was extremely terrifying and freaky, we're going to stand it as far away as possible. Since it's a telescope, right? You can see long distance from it. So we're going to
Yeah.
stand as far away as possible, right next to the road, to look
Okay.
at it. Because we're not, like Spencer's not going any closer. Don't know about Ashwini, but Spencer's like, yeah, this place is creepy, and it's freaked me out last time. So I'm going to stand here and look at it. If you guys want to go closer, that's completely up to you. But I will not rush in if you need help. Yeah, this is a weird place.
Okay.
okay. So you guys pick a vantage point somewhere very far away, um, and Spencer, once again, are you going to look through the telescope at it?
Yep.
Okay. Um, so the first thing you see in the center of the image, because you're basically aiming it at nothing, because in this universe the building does not exist anymore. It was raised. Um, so aiming the telescope where you saw the kind of after image of the paradox, the fact that it was both there and not there, um, you are able to see it much more clearly in the center image, and then and in the center image it looks like what you thought it was to begin with. You thought it looks like this ruined building. Now, the segments that are surrounding it out on the edge of the field of vision, there is definitely one of them where it is intact, it is current and modern, and it is thriving. Um, and there are other segments, other sections where there's different buildings altogether. So getting to it, you still don't believe that the telescope is going to allow you to travel to other universes, but definitely it does allow you to see it um, in these different statuses, I guess you can call
Okay. Um, you go ahead.
it. Yes. So everybody else, Declan and Raven and Ashvini, I would like for you to roll for me discern.
Nine total.
Okay, Ashvini.
7.
10.
10. Okay. What's your next highest, Raven? We tied.
My next highest is 8.
Okay. Raven, you know that you're being watched. You
Yes, something's
see
watching us. Oh, what do I see?
you see they look like shadowy figures. So they look like they're first of all they're doing their level best to remain out of sight. So they are taking cover behind like strategically cover behind trees and things like that. Um, and you also can tell sort of supernaturally that their attention is on you, but they are doing their level best to try and stay out of sight. So Declan does not see, Ashwini does not see, but Raven does.
So there are these like shadowy. Oh, do they seem humanoid or do they seem
They
like what
definitely
I
seem
see?
humanoid. Yes, they
Yeah, there were
seem
these
humanoid.
like shadowy dudes. I mean, dude, in the I can't like shadowy human shaped stuff. Um, but they're hiding behind trees, so they've got at least enough physical form to hide. And they are high key watching us.
Uh, Spencer, you want to give them the telescope, see if we can figure anything else out?
Yeah. I was about to say, yeah, that's a good idea. And I hand Raven the telescope.
Hello,
Yeah.
telescope friend. You want to help me out here?
So when you aim the telescope at one of them, um, what you see is that shadowy outline in the center. Like, let's say for the sake of argument that that it's a hexagon, so there's 6 sides. 5 of those sides, you see what appears to be an average, ordinary woman in her maybe late 20s or early 30s. In the last segment, you see somebody altogether different. It's like maybe it's a man in his late 70s. Um, and as you are looking, you are it almost gives you a headache to look at this person directly head on.
So it's like there's this like old dude. Um, how looking at him kind of hurts. It's like when I lose my glasses, like when I stay up late on the phone with my glasses off. Like it doesn't. Uh, it's like my eyes don't want to take him in.
Okay. Maybe stop then. Should we leave? Are we in danger?
What are the vibes?
The vibes are not cool.
Yeah, I'm not liking the vibes here.
Okay. How much time do we have left to kill before 8?
Probably a few hours still.
Okay. Do we want to try heading to that restaurant then?
Yeah, I am starving.
Yes, I also need to speak to Mr. Dark and know if let him know about our plans. I think he needs an update.
Okay.
Okay. Since it is fairly clear that these figures are watching you, um, are you going to? You're just gonna get back into. I'm assuming that Ashvini, you drove in some vehicle of yours. You're
I
just
mean,
gonna.
if we move, do they follow us?
Uh, Declan rolled discern again.
Okay.
Raven's also got
Sure,
got
go
their
ahead. You
eye
can
on
roll
it.
again. Yep.
Okay.
9 total.
Okay.
Yeah, Ashwini is also going to roll. Just
11 total.
generally, this is
Sorry,
11
11.
total.
11 is the highest.
Mhm.
Not the total.
this is ridiculous. I got a 7 again.
um, it is very difficult. Like, I mean, Raven's having to like. I mean, is Raven like literally gesturing to where they are, or
Yeah, I think
um?
so.
Okay, so yeah, when Raven gestures, both Declan and Ashwini, Ashwini, you're getting the low key, the uncool vibes, but you cannot see these figures, and Declan can't.
Okay, this is going to make driving very interesting. I would suggest everybody put on your seatbelts, apart from the usual reason everyone should put on their seatbelts.
Yeah. You think we should put on our seatbelts? What's next?
Hey, this is New York. Click it or ticket.
Why are we driving a car in New York?
Well, it's not the city.
Mm.
Also, I this is
Raven
I'm
is
this
grumbling
is
about cars
technically
and
my
capitalism.
work stuff.
Yeah, have you been to work
Raven, I'm not
in
para.
days?
Yeah, I don't usually tend to take a lot of holidays. Apparently, there was a lot of money exchange between my colleagues when I actually did apply. So this is going to
Okay.
be interesting to try and explain.
Uh. So
My
Raven.
all over.
Before we leave, Spencer's is gonna turn to the general direction of wherever Sophia was pointing, and he's gonna do that "I'm watching you" thing with like the fingers to the eyes
Yes.
thing in
Oh,
whatever
good.
random
Now we're
direction where
taunting with supernatural beings. I'm sure that's going to go great.
it's fine. We'll it's
Spencer,
fine.
can you walk ahead of me, please? And Spencer and Ashwini is literally going to like turn Spencer in front and be like, okay, can you please keep walking, and just like, in the way someone is walking behind you, so you have to keep walking so they don't keep bumping up against you. He's just going to like keep gently pushing you ahead. No, you don't have to look. Don't look. It's fine.
Also,
Let's, you know what?
Craig was saying something to Raven.
Sorry.
You were saying something about Raven?
Well, okay. Yes. Yes. You're right. As everybody is making their way to the car, Raven is able to see that the figures are following behind.
Yeah, they're definitely following us.
So Ashvini, I need basically you're driving to try and get away from them and make your way back, or make your way to the brewing company, to Cassandra's table. So um I unless you have some sort of driving skill, then we're looking at one die plus cunning.
No, I don't think I have necessarily anything car related per se.
Okay. Especially
Yeah, no.
especially offensive driving. Um,
Yeah, no.
so
He
go
does
ahead
not
and
have that.
roll a die and add your cunning.
Okay. One die. All right.
One die, just one. Yep.
uh that's a 2.
Okay.
That's not good.
Um, so Raven is able to follow them. They get to a car. They get into a car. What is Ashwini driving? Is she driving the uh personal car or the ambulance or what?
Driving the ambulance. He's essentially kind of appropriated the ambulance for quote unquote for totally legit reasons. He's
Gotcha.
just driving it
Crime.
around, and
Nice.
You're gonna get fired.
This is also terrible for the environment. Don't get me wrong, I support your life of crime. But could we do more environmentally friendly crimes?
this is an ambulance. Like, I mean, if you can come up with an ambulance metro, I'm all ears.
But we're not using it for ambulancing. We're using it for running away from the shadowy dudes who are definitely still following us.
Let's just
Okay.
get to this restaurant.
Yeah.
You
So
But what if we take the shadowy dudes to the restaurant? The people haven't done us any harm.
Well, I'm not
okay.
taking them to my house.
All right. So they're going to follow you all the way to the restaurant, to Cassandra's table.
Still following us, still following us. Yep, they are still sure still.
Now, Raven. Raven has a third power, which we have not gotten to see yet. So I'm getting the general
Ooh.
impression that Raven would like for the shadowy dudes to just be gone Is that accurate?
It would be super cool if the shadowy dude just stopped following us. I don't think Raven wants the shadowy dude to be gone so much as maybe like trapped in like a cage of magic so that Raven could be like, yo, what's with the following us? I don't know if that's within Raven's capacity.
Okay, so magic cage. Okay, so you're gonna roll 3 dice and you're gonna add power.
Okay. Roll. One. Okay, that's a 10. That's a 13. That's a 10. So the
So
highest was the
you
You
13.
are rolling.
but you
You're rolling
rolled
amazing.
2 natural 10s.
No, I rolled 1 10 and 2 7s.
Okay, but the 10 was the top die, so a total of a 13.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
And
So yes,
Abhilasha,
you
part
are
of that
rolling
is
on
just that
fire.
I'm
Yes.
rolling multiple die because I'm often also rolling like a 1 or a 4. But yeah, my highest dice have been really good.
Yeah. So Raven would love it if the shadowy dudes in the car could be surrounded in a magical force cage or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And so that pretty much happens. Um, and Ashvini, you can see it. Declan, you can't. Raven,
I
you
want it to
can.
look like the glass prism cages in Spider Verse because Ashvini keeps mentioning Spider Verse, so that's on the mind.
Basically, so what Declan sees is the car that Raven pointed out that has the shadowy dudes in it, um, just stops and veers off the road, like onto a patch of like just unpaved grass somewhere between where Rock Hill Lodge was and between Cassandra's table. Um, Now, did you want to, uh, Raven? Did you want to like stop for them because you put them in the cage, or did you want to just keep going?
No, I think at this point Raven would want to stop and like go up to the cage and be like, "Hi, you are who?
Okay.
You are
Do you
following
want to?
us because?"
Okay, so now Ashvini is still driving. So
Okay. I think I kind of trapped them in a magic cage. So if we could stop for a second so I could ask what the deal is.
I think we
That
should just go.
I think that then maybe they get pissed off and explode things and then it's worse.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a way to like
Okay.
use your abilities
We don't need
to?
to leave the car. We could just like turn around and stay in the car and I could like lean out the window. Um Actually, wait, I'm
Okay.
psychic. Can I just like think at them? Can I just be like, "Who are you?" with my brain?
you don't have a telepathy power. We pretty much established your 3 powers already. So
Okay. So
yeah,
it's just that so that was just a thing that I could do in the dream.
yeah.
Yeah, or when
In the
was
mindscape, yes.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. Then no telepathy. Then I think Raven tries anyway because Raven doesn't know how their powers work. And when
Yeah.
that doesn't work, Raven's like, "Well, darn. Okay, can we just like ask the strange shadow things what the deal is?"
Yeah. Okay. No one get out of the car, please. And Spencer, if you can, please don't antagonize them. Actually, you know what? We are going to antagonize them. We are anyway going to antagonize them. Just let's keep the carnage to a minimum. I also want to know why the hell they're following us.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Raven. I come in peace. Who you?
And you're shouting this from inside the ambulance.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, there's no
Actually,
response.
I don't think Raven gives their name because they're not a fool and they
I
know
was
how this
about to say.
works.
They don't respond to you. No one inside the car responds to you.
I'm going to ask the same question to see if they respond to me.
Nope.
I think we should go. I don't think they're gonna do anything.
Do they seem to have responded to being in the cage? Like, have the vibes changed
Oh
at
yeah,
all?
the vibe. Yeah, they're concerned, bordering on scared.
Okay, but I kind of feel like I scared them and they haven't actually hurt us, and now I feel kind of like a jerk. Also, I've never put anything in a cage before. I think I have ethical concerns.
You can see. So Declan, what Declan sees is the you can make out the shapes of 4 individuals inside the car,
Uh-huh.
and you hear the sound of like the door rattling, like somebody's on the inside grabbing the door handle trying to get it unlocked, and it's not working. You could see the car kind of jostling a little bit back and forth, but whoever's on the inside is not having any luck getting
And they look like normal people to me?
out. They don't look like they look people shaped, but you can't make out any specific features or anything like that.
Does it look like anyone just like walking on the street, walking past them is reacting to them?
Um, at this point, there isn't anybody on the road.
Okay.
This is a section of the highway that there's a lot of like basically there's places where there's just guardrail and you could pull off and there's grass
Uh-huh.
and there's whole sections of East Main Street where there's just no buildings.
Okay. I'll turn to Raven. I trust your judgment, but they were following us, and I we have no idea what their deal is. So do what you think is best, but I kind of want to just get out of here.
Can I use, because you mentioned that Raven could potentially make them go away. Can I use whatever
No,
this supernatural shenanigans are to make them just go away?
so I went with the cage rather
Okay, you
than
went
the
with the
banishing.
cage rather
Yes,
than with the banishing.
if that's okay with you.
Okay. All right. Well, we should probably go then.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, we can let them go later, maybe.
Raven seems like she can dismiss it pretty much at will.
Like Raven can dismiss the cage?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Raven reluctantly accepts Declan's concern and does not dismiss the cage yet.
Yeah, let's get to this
All right.
restaurant before
Banishing might have
anyone
been better in
gets back.
retrospect, but
Maybe we could get far enough away that they can't track us before we let go of the cage. That could work.
Yeah.
If we were playing in a longer campaign, Sophia, what I would say is that maybe Raven has the ability to like maybe swap out powers along the way.
yeah.
That's a possibility.
Ooh.
All right, so Cassandra's table. It is so. I mean, we're talking about late afternoon. We're talking about somewhere around 4 o'clock is probably when it would open. So it would be open by the time you get there. And it looks like uh, a church, a Christian church, basically that was converted into a brewery and restaurant. Um, it's the Argonne Rose. You can actually go look it up. It's a real thing, and there's pictures of it all over the internet.
Oh.
So there's a few cars in the parking lot, and it seems like it's open for business. It doesn't seem too heavily populated at this point, and you're here.
Shall we?
All right, so you're gonna go inside. All right, so when you go inside, there's a woman in her mid 40s, I would say. She's standing at the kind of the entryway there. Um, chestnut brown hair down to her shoulders. Smart looking, but not overly formal clothes. What would be befitting a kind of casual dining type establishment. Um, hey there, how's it going? How many will it be?
Out of game. Did Mr. Dark say something specific that we had to do to find him?
He didn't.
Okay. Then 5, please.
5 it is. Okay. Right this way. We don't have a wait right now. It's pretty quiet so far. Do you want a booth, a table?
Booth would be good.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right.
Thank you.
Right over here.
Cool.
And Becky will be over in a few minutes to get your drinks and get you started.
Great, thank you.
So you sit. A couple minutes pass by. Looks like she's in her maybe 20s. Definitely a family resemblance between her and uh, the hostess, the host, the person that greeted you. Hey, I'm Becky. What can I get everybody to drink?
I'll have a water.
Spencer is just gonna immediately. Do you have the Mr. Dark special?
Um, I'm gonna have to check on that. You're gonna have to give me a minute. Do you want something else in the meantime? She rattles off 3 or 4 craft beer house specials. Um, there's cider, there's wine, there's a fully stocked bar. But yeah, that I'm gonna have to. We might be out of it. I'm gonna have to find out. But you get for
I
a
would like lots of
instant
coffee.
coffee. Got it.
Mhm.
You notice a look of
I would
just
like a
across her
mocktail.
face, when you say the Mr. Dark special. She's like, "What the did he just say?"
Yeah.
Oh no. Anyway,
Um,
I'll have a water.
okay. Yeah, I'll be right back with that. And she just sort of turns and she specifically goes over to the greeter woman and is like, she doesn't even go anywhere near the bar. She goes directly to the greeter woman and leans in and whispers something. The greeter woman looks over at your booth. And
Did we
Becky
blow
comes
it immediately?
Becky comes back to your table. Yeah, everybody else is good. The waters and the coffee and the mocktail. The Mr. Dark special, you're gonna have to come back for that later. It's yeah, that's all I got. Sorry.
Is
And
there
then
a?
she goes to,
Did you deliver? Is there a way to get the Mr. Dark special delivered to our place?
no, we don't do that. We can't deliver alcohol. The local laws. Anyway, and then she heads straight for the bar.
Can I use my lie detector enhancement?
Yeah. So you're gonna roll. Let's see.
It's gonna.
It's a discern.
Yeah, so 4
So it'll
dice.
give you right. Okay.
Highest is a 10, so
I
12.
rolled 2 nat ones. You're good.
Yay.
Uh, um. So you're trying to say, oh, if she lying? What about which
Yeah.
part?
About there being a drink, or like if she knows what we're on to.
When she says you'll have to come back later, I mean that was legitimate, but she does not go into any details. She's nothing that she said was a lie, basically.
Okay, so okay. 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 Uh so how close are we to big summoning at the Marsh residence?
You probably still got another hour or so. Let's say. I mean, you came in around 4 o'clock, so really you've still got a few hours. Um,
Do we want to
when
Oh, sorry.
so Becky goes to the bar, puts in your drink orders. Um, the woman at the greeter, um, she seats another party, and then she swings back to your table. It's like, hi, Becky mentioned that somebody was interested in the Mr. Dark special.
Yep. I've heard really good things about it.
I see. Um, she sort of leans in. Can you guys stay after we close or come back?
We have a thing at 8.
Okay. Can you maybe hold off on the thing?
Yeah, I guess I would have to call someone, but yes.
Okay. Yeah. Come back when we're closed. I mean, you're welcome to your drinks on the house. No worries. Um. Uh. But yeah. Come back when we just before closing. Say like 10:30.
Okay, yeah.
Um, does she look more scared or does she look more worried?
It's a mix of worry and it's mostly worry. Yeah. It's mostly worry.
Um,
Oh, you go ahead.
yeah. So just to um, like no pressure, whatever. We're friends. We're not here to hurt anyone, and we're not planning on hurting anyone. And like I sense that she's worried, so I'm just trying to alleviate some concerns. Right? It's just
Oh no totally
yeah,
no worries no worries. Just yeah that's a family recipe, and we don't like to really let that get out too much. Too many
fair
people
enough.
hear
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
and then nobody cares about it anymore. We want to make it. We want it to stay special. We want it to stay in the family and under the roof. You get what I mean?
Completely understandable. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We will try to be back by 10:30. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Awesome. Well.
we don't have to RP it, but I'll call Gerald and update him on that.
Yep. All right. Um. So 10:30. Does anybody else want to do anything before 10:30?
I think Raven wants to go back and check if they're still in the cage, or at least drive by.
Okay. Is Raven going to ask somebody to drive them, or is Raven just going to borrow somebody's car? Or how are we going to do that?
Um, I think
Going to catch an Uber?
definitely not an Uber. Because yeah, Raven's desire would be to implicate as few people as possible, but also I don't think Raven can drive. Actually, no, Raven has spent enough time exploring random remote places that Raven can probably drive. Raven probably, yeah, just like goes. I think they ask Ashvini for the car and Raven and the ambulance, and Ashvini probably doesn't give them the ambulance. Um,
I
they might
I'm
honestly
I'm
steal a car.
I'm already breaking so many laws, and I'll probably have a crisis about it afterwards. All the crises are for afterwards.
Yeah, that
If
sounds super healthy and reasonable. Have fun with that. Um, yeah, I think Raven borrows or steals or charms. I mean, Raven has very high charm. That's actually one of their skills. So they figure out a way to get their hands on a car. But I do think they go alone, or possibly since this is Declan, they may ask Declan specifically. So I'm gonna go talk to the shadow thing, and it sounded like you're scared of the shadow thing, so you don't need to come. But like, if you want to come, your call. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna take Ashvini because Ashvini's a control freak, um, and I don't. I feel like I need Spencer to distract Ashvini, but this is kind of your family business.
Do you want me to come?
Uh, I maybe.
Yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah.
Okay, thank
yeah,
you.
I kind of feel like it's not a good idea to go alone. If we're going, might as
Yeah.
well all of us go together, stick together.
Mm,
you can leave the ambulance at Declan's house, and I mean Declan probably has a car.
I have a car. Yes.
Spencer has a car, so we can take my car.
Okay.
drop the ambulance at Declan's, and my car is probably at Declan's because I drove there from the diner.
Okay.
Are the
Did Raven release the dismiss the cage?
they had not dismissed the cage, so they're coming back to see if the shadow creatures are still in the cage.
Okay. Um, so they are, and
What?
the cage is still in effect.
How do they appear emotionally?
You don't you're not able to see their any sort of expression on their faces. You can't see their faces. You can just see a vague, shadowy person-shaped outline. Um, the vibe that you get is um, they seem almost patient,
Okay.
like something we it might take time, but this will be fine.
Oh God.
Almost like the dog in the burning room. This is fine.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, you're calling out to them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes.
What do you want?
You hear it you can hear it's muffled, but you can hear yeah,
Do I hear it too?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody does.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you want? How come you're following us?
You're interfering
Interfering in what?
in tearing everything down.
Is that what you're doing? You're tearing everything down?
I mean, it's already started. We're just here to help.
You're doing such a stellar job at it, though. Like, wow, everything is in ruins. It's incredible. I'm impressed. And Spencer is gonna sarcastically clap in their faces. Yeah.
Wait, you want us to do what we're gonna do, or you don't?
It sounds like they want
Oh,
everything to get torn apart and they want us to stop.
they want you to stop what you're doing. They're trying to stop you.
Okay, cool. So fuck that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, what you said.
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Bye.
Raven's guilt has been alleviated.
Yeah.
All right. So, uh
Just checking. Oh no. Okay, cool. Yeah.
disrespectfully eat a bag dicks.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, okay, so back to Cassandra's table. Back to closing time. Everything converges at Cassandra's table. Gerald is there. The 5 or 6 friends of Eileen's that were part of the group, called
Oh
whatever you
God.
want to call it. I imagine that you would have when you called Gerald, when Declan called Gerald,
Yeah.
he would have been like, "Yeah, this is what we're gonna do now."
Yes. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So people are pulling away, and there are people wiping down tables. And the woman who's the greeter sees you guys come in. And she's like, "Oh, good, you're back. Excellent. Please, just sit wherever you like. We'll be closed in a few minutes."
Oh, thank you,
Oh, and by the way, I'm Cassandra. By the way,
Cassandra.
Cassandra. Yes, it's my table. It's my restaurant. Um, um, Pretty much we're all a family. We all work here. Um, you pointing to Spencer. Um, did you know that you were that you took a awful chance there by just casually mentioning Mr. Dark?
I mean, yes and no. We kind of sort of met him. He's friends with Ashwini, and I turned to them.
Hey.
Yeah, we met Mr. Dark through Ashwini, and he told
Well,
us where to find
you
him.
met a
So,
Mr. Dark. You met a Mr. Dark. They
more than
Pardon?
one Mr. Dark.
there's more than one. They're agents. They work for the Eye. But you have encountered a Mr. Dark? Looking at Ashvini.
Yes. Yes. Mr. Dark is the one who he came through a series of comics that I have, and he told me that I should go find everyone, Declan, Raven, and Spencer here. And he's the one who
I
set me on
see.
this mission, and he knew things about my past that I would assume only psychic ghosts would know somehow.
Not a ghost. No, not a ghost. Definitely never existed on this in this monad. That's for certain. Um, and uh, Gerald and some of the other of Eileen's friends are just like, so you know, and Cassandra looks at them, and it's just this kind of collective light bulb going off that they all speak the same language, that they all kind of understand. Uh, and okay, so looking back at Ashvini, your Mr. Dark told you, so you were tasked to keep everything secret. That's what the Eye wants. That's why that's why your Mr. Dark came to you. That's why your Mr. Dark told you to do all this. Does that make sense?
Okay, so he he does want me to solve the thing, or he wants me not to solve the thing.
So with the input from Gerald and Eileen's friends, kind of filling in the blanks, I would imagine Declan would also try and maybe try to contribute to the. I mean, you're basically trying to. Everybody's trying to catch everybody up to speed in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And it's okay. So Cassandra's sort of like she's like pulling her the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia moment where he's like got the
Yeah.
big wall of the conspiracy theory. Sorry, all right, let me see if I understand this correctly. So your father, Henry Marsh,
Yes.
he attempted to visit another monad and disappeared.
Yes.
And then your mother, with these friends, was pointing to Gerald and assembled group, Scooby Gang Alpha, um, tried to open a portal to rescue him or bring him back.
Mhm.
Okay, now it's all starting to make sense. That's just whatever your father did, um, created an instability between in this particular region of the omniverse and all the surrounding monads, and that instability has drawn the attention of a variety of not so great entities out there. Um, Likely where your four friends that are stuck in the car back there, probably related to that in some way. So, what we're going to do is we're going to, now that we know what we have to do, um, everybody's going to follow me into the back, and she takes everybody, Gerald and Scooby Gang A and y'all, and she takes um, she leaves behind uh, two in their 20s, one of which was Becky, two in their like late 20s, two broad-shouldered young gentlemen, and what appears to be her husband. They seem to be doing the last of the cleaning up. She takes you into the back and opens a door, and inside the door it's completely dark. She's like, and she gestures for you to follow her into this dark room.
Yeah.
This is not
So,
ominous at all.
um, well, it's hopefully when all is said and done, we're going to fix everything because we can't let any of this continue to happen. We have to keep this all a secret.
Yeah.
And your Mr. Dark, Ashvini, and our Mr. Dark would likely tend to agree. They both work for the Eye.
Does that mean I can't post a video about this to the internet?
That is correct.
Okay. Not even a coded video where only the really dedicated will understand?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can. Okay, let me rephrase. You can. However, uh, our boss won't be too happy and will probably try and prevent it from coming to light.
Yeah, let's
So
not.
if you want to deal with powerful extraplanar entities that we work for, I mean, you do you.
I mean, I don't mind dealing with powerful extraplanar entities, but like, I guess my question is, would it be
I was just about to say
like
that.
if like, would not sharing it be for the greater good, or would it just be for the functioning of this organization, which sounds kind of weird?
Uh, if the truth of what is happening here were to get out, it would only the instability that has already been created will get worse, and uh, it's not. I mean, we're just a part. We are working for an entity that wants to keep stuff like this secret, and we're just doing what we think is right.
I gotta say, you kind of sound like cops.
Uh, you're welcome to have that opinion.
Let's just go.
Okay.
You can write a book about it later. Okay, so if Raven writes a book about it, which is technically fiction, does that still fall within the rules of
There you go. You
because
could
no one
write
will believe.
as long as it gets shelved in science fiction or fantasy or magic or whatever magical literature. That would be fine.
I mean, what if I posted it and said that it was true and a bunch of people thought that I was
I
a
mean,
crazy
people
conspiracy
people
theorist
post
on the
things that they say
internet?
are true on the internet all the time. So
I kind of feel like the people should know.
You can
we can't stop you
creepypasta it.
from doing this.
Creepypasta it. Just creepypasta it.
In the
Let people
meantime, we're
believe
gonna
what they
do
want.
this. Let people believe what they want to believe. But this is something that we have to do.
I just feel like you could make a podcast about this. You could make like a weekly horror podcast about it. I'm just saying. I could
You're
make
not you're not wrong, and people will either believe you or not believe you. But the at the when it comes down to it, it's real, and we're trying to keep people safe.
I wonder what I should call the podcast.
Let's head
The
into the
Raven Archives.
let's head
So
into the dark scary room.
okay, so in the dark scary room, you get to that point where your your ability to see, like, your pupils kind of contract to such a point where you can sort of make out shapes. You know that after a few moments of everybody being inside the dark room, that you are in the presence of a Mr. Dark. And this Mr. Dark looks at Ashvini and says, I commend you. You gathered everyone together and you figured out what happened, and now we can fix it and we can continue to keep everything a secret.
How though? How are we going to fix it? How are you planning to
Um,
mess with our heads? Because that's a big no-no.
oh no, 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 no. We didn't say there is no messing of heads that needs to be done. We just need to um, reverse what Henry Marsh did.
What did he do?
Okay.
He created an instability in the boundaries between monads by trying to travel to a different one.
Okay. And when you say fix what he did, does that mean he'll be back here?
Yes.
What do you need me to do?
You being here is enough, and you and your friends and your parents' friends being here is enough, and we will um, perform a ritual. I suppose is probably the best shorthand to use. But we will reverse it. And so um, that's when the lights come down out of character, and that's when everything sort of that's when the scene ends, so to speak. And epilogue. So um, let's say I don't know. It's a few days later. Um, would Declan have wanted to have a funeral for his mother?
Oh God. Uh, wanted to is a strong word. I think despite everything, he does feel some obligation to do something.
Okay.
So not like a big,
Maybe a memorial service of some
yeah,
kind,
not
or a
like a big
celebration of
thing.
life.
Not like a big thing. I think I'd let her friends do most of the like organizing it. But
Okay.
yeah.
Um, so um, we find ourselves back at Cassandra's table, and Gerald and Eileen's friends have basically organized a celebration of life for Eileen. And of course, all of you are welcome and invited. And um, so let's see. Before it happens, uh, let's say so. Let's do a little backtracking a little bit. The ritual takes place in the dark room with everybody present, and it's the next day. You guys are not in the dark room anymore. You are in your respective where your respective apartments and such. Um, so
What?
Declan, you come down the
Oh, like
stairs
your
first thing in the
like
morning, and
if you look for a
you
UPS something
smell
for
coffee.
Sophia,
US.
you're not muted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, say that again, Craig.
So first thing in the morning, the next day, or maybe 2 days later, and Declan wakes up, and what wakes him up is the smell of coffee.
Pinch myself.
You're not dreaming.
I'm gonna go downstairs.
And there's Dad sitting at sitting at the sitting at the uh, dining room table, drinking a cup of coffee and reading the newspaper.
Um, hi.
This is not how I expected this to have turned out, but hi.
I think I just start crying.
That's totally understandable.
Um,
There's enough in the pot for you too. Feel free to join me. I think we have a
yeah,
lot to talk. I think we have a lot to talk about.
yeah. Um, can I hug you?
Sure.
Yeah, and I do.
I mean, he is about how he appeared in your one dream where you saw him at the top of the observatory. So he is about 6'4", slender, head full of gray hair, um, in his 50s, late 50s maybe.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, coffee. Let's talk.
Okay.
Um, and feel free to invite your friends over too. So we can probably make breakfast and we can all talk. I can catch everybody up.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me do that. Yeah. And I do that.
Okay. So everybody gets a phone call. Let's come over to Declan's house for breakfast.
There's someone I want you to meet.
And I think that's where we're going to call it. We're going to wrap it up. If everybody's okay with that.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Craig.
I hope everybody had a good time.
I got emotional for real. Fuck. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. Thank you all so much. That was so fun.
Yay.
Yay!
Oh, everybody have a good night. Oh, sorry.
Ashwini had a breakdown.
Yeah.
Ashwini had a breakdown when she was at home. She finished it and she came to Declan's breakfast. Actually, a little less control freaky
Yeah. Should we like plug
somehow.
stuff?
Oh yeah.
You guys can go. Yes, go. Feel free to go around and plug your stuff.
I can go first. Hi everyone. I'm Julia Labouche. I'm crying a little bit. Um, the handle you see on screen is my Twitter, but I'm not active there anymore. You can follow me on Instagram. It's the same thing except the underscore is after Julia instead of after Queen. And then I'm also on Threads and Blue Sky. It's some variation of Queen Julia 11. I have a YouTube channel. It's just Julia Labouche if you'd like to hear me sing or watch me act. This has been an absolute blast, and I'm so happy that this worked out, and y'all are amazing. And hope you enjoyed our resident sad white boy.
Okay. Abhilasha, your turn.
Hi guys. I have been Ashwini, your resident control freak paramedic, with so many problems, so many issues. You can find me on at Doctor underscore Wyborn on Twitter and at Ombre Lesbian Night on Blue Sky now as well. You will most likely be finding me next on next Tuesday. Uh, Playing our second session of Thirsty Sword Lesbians on the Horde of Tales
That's such a
Twitch
good game.
channel, where
Love
I
it.
am playing. I love it. Where I am playing a literal crocodile lawyer.
Nice.
So, but he is butch and also very neurodivergent. So
Hey, we're here for it.
so yeah, I. So like and you'll also probably be finding me on two other games. One of them is this one. I think we have yet to start, but this will be on the 7th. We will be playing our first session of Spliced with Exquisite Corpse Productions. And the second, I realize I can't talk about that just yet, but it's very cool and I'm really looking forward to it. And you can find I'll be promoting all of this on my Twitter and my Blue Sky, so please do follow me. Yay. Sophia.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I have been playing Raven, your occultist, your local occultist podcaster, celebrity person. I don't know. Raven's just vibing. Raven's having a great time. Um, I'm, huh. I don't think I have any upcoming thing to promote. I'm going to be in Moon Knight, but we haven't actually scheduled that yet. But yeah, I am swinging Storm on both Twitter and Blue Sky. So whatever I am up to next, I will be talking about it. I also write books. Raven actually is a character in one of those books. And yeah, I can't announce anything about that either.
Awesome. And last but not least, Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve. I played Spencer. Um, it's always weird when I need to talk about myself. Anyway, I stream on Twitch. I've been doing so for 2 years. I also have a YouTube channel where I post VODs, talk about D&D, some Fortnite stuff. I go by Sassy Pants 1996 on Twitch and on YouTube. Uh, I'm one of the chancellors for Nerds with Dice, which is really cool, and I'm really proud about that. I
Yay.
run my own AP studio called Pantsless Tables, which is it's a it was supposed to be a weekend long event that's turned into like an actual thing. We're currently on hiatus till the end of the year, but starting January, we're going to be doing a bunch of really cool stuff. I have stuff planned till the end of March, so keep an
Awesome.
eye out for that. And what else? Yeah, that's. I think that's all of that. That's me. I
Okay.
And
very excited to. I was very excited to play this, and this was a lot of fun. And thank you for having me.
and
Thank
Craig,
you. Yes, Craig Hatler Games, craighatler.itch.io. I am some variety of Tezrak or Tezrak the Imp Slayer on socials. I primarily stick to Blue Sky, Dice Camp, which is a Mastodon instance, and your boring old Facebook and Instagram. And I uh, I I'm looking to basically do a big like a kind of social media digital detox in December, but I'm going to be going to PAX Unplugged, so I'm looking forward to networking and getting Shadowlight and Persona into people's hands there. Um, and I had a blast. I'm glad everybody had a good time.
thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
Everybody have a good night.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.